waking up every day, looking for new customer, trying to onboard them, and then they already had a deal with the big players. The customer really doesn't care typically about you. They care about what you do for them. I mean, it's better to do things perfect for a small group of the market than just to be okay or acceptable for tons of people.
What was your first breaking down moment?
If you can't have the thick skin, that people will always be probably against you then.
Hi, guys, welcome to another exciting episode of the Client's Corner, wherein we introduce you to new entrepreneurs doing great things in all parts of the world. So, today we have with us a very seasoned entrepreneur from the Panama who runs an online food and delivery marketplace. Hi, Edward.
Hello, Tahira. Thank you very much for having me.
Was business or entrepreneurship always on your mind?
Well, in this particular scenario, yes, I was born into the food business. My family was running a food business, and I started with that. But now the delivery and logistics part was is a completely different animal. So we had to join both things and adapt to what we had at that time. But the business vein was probably in our family blood. That in Panama we were the first, maybe the first food service online that actually worked, and we were collecting payments. And this was back in 2004, probably. I'm talking about like a long time ago.
Yeah.
So so we actually, really, my father had that vision of just building something and being the first on it. I think it's really important not only to be the first on it, but to build solid foundations on it. So that's how we started, with an all HTML website. It was ugly and everything. Back then, it was just go buy and then go. And then next time you buy, it's like, okay, do the process again. That's something we really had to move on from.
Like, if I have to ask you, what are the three major things that where we have helped you guys, like what would be those?
Okay, so I would say the first thing is that I can focus on customers, and you guys take care of the things. I mean, these tech things, they need somebody to just keep maintaining it, and just to keep and solve the issues when they arise. You can do that as an entrepreneur, and even if I wanted to, I mean, this technical stuff is probably I can't. I mean, I've also managed to have like very good like personal connections with great people in the team that have really brought up even ideas, even business ideas that that's not their job really, but it's like an extra thing that a lot of great people that work at Jungleworks um, have done for us. And that great people would be second, probably.
Yes.
And the third thing is innovation, I would say.
Panama is not a very simple market. It has a lot of competitors, be it big
Oh
players,
yes.
be it small players. So it must have been quite difficult for you.
Like, the customer really doesn't care typically about they care about what you do for them. So if we were able to get we were able to provide a better service to a niche of customers that are looking more for experience, rather than 50 cents less per food or something like that. So this group of customers is where we were able to start our market from. These are loyal customers. I mean, it's better to do things perfect for a small group of the market than just to be okay or acceptable for tons of people.
Was it a challenge to onboard merchants or, convince restaurants since they're already big players and so many other players?
at the beginning, it was frustrating, just waking up every day, looking for new customer, trying to onboard them, and then they already had a deal with the big players. So um, what we had to do, actually, I would say our best marketing person or group is actually the big players themselves, because the thing is that what they do, this is the market, right? They get everybody they can on board, and whenever they say, okay, you have nobody else, then they doubled up the percentage prices that they charged to merchants. The attitude towards us is just so much different, because they're like, okay, this is my partner, we're gonna do this, and I want to do it. Whereas with the big players, I'm not saying all of them, but with some of the big players, it's like, okay, we have to deal with this guy. I'm gonna get back as much money as I can, because they already been charging me more than what it costs the food to make.
How
Yeah,
challenging it is to do delivery in Panama?
we have in Panama many small roads that don't show up nicely in maps, kind of. So the customer would probably see, when they were tracking their delivery boy with their order, the customer would see, like, where's this guy going? I mean, that's my food. Where's this disappearing? So like, it we were able to modify, like, those sort of things, so that when the customer would see where his order was, it was it shows from the moment that the guy takes the order to the moment they deliver. So this is, we're probably doing the same thing, but at least the customer doesn't believe that we're just going elsewhere with their food. It's really not. But those little things really make it top notch for us to tailor to our customers, to make them really, like, have a better customer experience overall.
But what was your first breaking down moment? Would you like to share that?
Oh, oh my goodness. So before I met you guys, I tried building the app with some developers. This is the thing. I didn't know anything about the apps and the logistics services business at all. So when that's the case, you don't know who is your best advisor. I just hired two, and I hope for the best. But the truth is that it didn't work out, and I spent a lot of money and a lot of time trying to build up an app. And I know I wasn't the reason why I was late in the market is because I took so much time trying to develop something with people that weren't good. But at that time, I didn't know they weren't good. When you do something that is very different from the status quo, then people believe you're crazy first, right?
Right.
All the time. This is usual. But you don't want to give them the reason. I mean, you don't want them to be right. So when this happened, what really hurts yourself is just thinking about, okay, now they'll be right. I'm crazy, and that builds up on you. Like you really have to go out, do something else, and forget about it, because if you don't, then this is not the job for you. I mean, you should do something else, really. And there's nothing bad about it, but if you can't have the thick skin that people will always be probably against you, then
It was a pleasure talking to you today. Thank you so much
thank
for your time, and yours is a very
you.
interesting story. Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Thank you so much, Tahir. I'm so happy to that you guys have me here. And if it helps at least one entrepreneur that is struggling because things are going bad, I think this is definitely worth it. Um yeah, we know of success stories, but there's tons and tons of people that work this as hard or more and just didn't make it. So I'm happy we're here and we survived.
Yes.
But just it's just part of the deal, and really, really thank you for doing this for us.
Thank you so much.
Best of the best, dear.